Hello, everyone. This is 4th Street Sports in Miami. We just witnessed the Miami versus Southern Miss game, 30-7 victory for Miami. But there's a lot to go over today. The first half was really good for Southern Miss, and things kind of just fell off from there. But there's a lot to be proud of from this game. So let's start off with y'all's takeaways, starting with Austin.
Yeah, my takeaway was that Southern Miss had a phenomenal first half. Came out early. Zach Wilkie threw a touchdown to Brownlee for 33 yards out, and things kind of went a little bit downhill in the bottom of that first half. And that was the change mainly right there after Van Dyke and company got it going. The run game for Miami was real, and they punched it through a couple of times, and that was the huge breaking point right there, was the run game. Southern Miss couldn't get it going, and Miami got it going.
Yeah, and just to say that last play in the first half was for Miami was a touchdown. Before then, it was 7-3 Southern Miss. Yeah. Southern Miss kind of was having a little shocker going on here for a little bit, but Miami kind of took that momentum going into the second half.
Yeah, like you said, it was a tale of two halves, but you kind of expected Miami to kind of take over in the second half, especially with their talent difference, their talent advantage over Southern Miss. You had a true freshman at quarterback who played well, but couldn't carry the team to victory like maybe a senior could or somebody like that. It was still a great performance by Southern Miss, and Coach Hall after the game said he's tired of moral victories, but there's plenty of them in this game. Defense held their own until the second half. Offense showed life outside of the run game. There's a lot of positives to take out of this game, despite what the scoreboard might tell you.
Yeah, and just some of the moral victories I guess you can take from it was that Jason Brownlee, he came to play today. Wilkie hit him a couple times, and he had some big-time catches. And that was exciting to see, being that, last week we saw the Superback in the rushing game going, but it was actually refreshing to see the wide receivers get a couple passes and make some big plays here.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about last week and in our special podcast, is that these receivers haven't gotten the targets, the looks that they really need, because there's some talent at this wide receiver position. And Jason Brownlee today showed he can ball with the big dogs. I mean, this is a ranked team. This is a powerful, kind of strong defense, and Brownlee was literally jumping over dudes.
Yes.
That play, I think it got called back though. I forgot, third quarter.
Yeah,
he literally jumped over two defenders, but just good to see that. And let's talk about where that was coming from. True freshman quarterback Zach Wilkie making his debut today. Coach Hall kind of hinted at it, but still, we thought we would see some of the superbacks. That was pretty much obsolete. And they went with, just like last year against Alabama, a true freshman against a ranked opponent. What did y'all like, what y'all saw from Zach Wilkie?
Wilkie in the first half, he looked poised. He looked like he looked impressive. He read some of the coverages, made some good throws. In the second half, though, it was a totally different story as Miami finally got their pressure on him and he was running. But in the first half, he looked impressive. He saw the passes and he made them. He made the throws that needed to be made, and that was refreshing to see.
Yeah, everybody knows that Zach Wilkie has the most talented arm in the Southern Miss quarterback room, but what we didn't know was, would he be able to control an offense and show poise in a big-time scenario? And he did that and more today. First ever start, you wouldn't have thought that. You would have thought this was his second or third year, maybe even his fourth year, by how he was cool, calm, collected in the pocket. He made some great throws. He made a couple boneheaded decisions. Will Hall talked about ran out of bounds short of the first down, but other than that, he looked really good, and this is a great building block for a young quarterback.
Yeah, and I don't think you can expect any more than really what he put out today, because he was able to kind of manage that game in the first half. And, I mean, just seeing that, just off the top of my head, I don't know when the last time a Southern Miss quarterback has attempted that many passes or even completed that many passes. It's been quite a while, so it was refreshing to see the offense succeed on that part. Running, though, was huge last game, huge just in the game last season, but did not get going this game. Frank Gore Jr. had 178 yards last week, was held to just 10 yards on 7 carries this week. So obviously they were not pleased with how that went. But, I mean, what do y'all just take away from how they were able to hold this game together for that first half?
It was just the defense. The defense was getting to Van Dyke in the first half. They had 3 sacks. That was huge. The defensive line played phenomenal. The secondary, they still have a little ways to go, but they played great in that first half and played consistent. And that was something that we saw that was actually good because they got off the field. They gave the offense a chance. The offense just couldn't capitalize on certain plays that needed to be capitalized on, which was a bad thing. I know Will Hall brought it up, was that the one call, it was a holding call, not a holding call. It was a penalty on the offensive line, and that pushed them back. But they were driving down the field. They were in scoring position to make it a field goal or either a touchdown. And it was just the offense kind of crumbled a little bit there in the first half and gave Miami a shot, and that's what happened.
And just want to say before I give it over to Jackson, once the second half started, Miami just kind of came out rolling. It was a totally kind of different approach than what we saw from the first half. They really got their backs going. And I mean, I'm not going to say this was a big factor, but let me tell you, we are burned. That Miami Heat was something else. It was scorching. So I think that definitely had a factor. Malik Shorts was saying that, they just didn't bring that same energy in the second half.
Yeah, like you said, it was kind of a snowball effect when it came to the running game. We heard that was one of Miami's strengths, and Southern Miss stopped it early, but they couldn't stop it for the duration of the game. Fatigue could have been a factor, and then taking all those hits from the running back and the offensive line, it just wears on the defense, especially when they were on the field for so long, because the offense started out 3 and out on the second half. So it's something that wears on you. It's something they'll get better at. Malik Short said they wanted to work on tackling this week to get better at. But it's a good experience for Southern Miss. This was a good Miami team. And they held them in check for the most part of the day, aside from a few plays here and there.
So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Obviously, going in, Miami 25-point favorites, and Southern Miss kind of held the end of their stick with that game and showed that they can compete. And I think that's an improvement really from last year for them to be able to come in. I mean, 62-14. No, Alabama's a different team, but I mean they were winning this game in the first half. So right now they are actually turning it to the Miami Dolphins. So tomorrow, from when we're recording, the Patriots will be coming into town, and for Miami Hurricanes, they'll be playing Texas A&M next. That's going to be a good game. And then Southern Miss, of course, will be going back to the Rock to play Northwestern State. So thank you for joining us here in Miami, 4th Street. We brought our talents to the South Beach, but unfortunately we're about to have to head out. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to stay updated, 4th Street, on our social medias. Thank you.